My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And we're also giving away $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets, signs up with one of our 5 betting partners, and makes a deposit, will get $50 from us. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it. And this is brought to you by EarnU.io. EarnU.io is the world's first sports and esports prediction game, allowing you to earn crypto risk-free. Check it out now at EarnU.io. Next up, at UFC Vegas 54, we have the rebooked Tatsuro Taira taking on Carlos Candelario. This fight was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago at UFC Vegas 53. Carlos Candelario pulled out on fight day. Undisclosed illness. Like, that just happened to Donald Cerrone. It happened to him, but we knew, right? We knew it was food poisoning. We don't know what happened to Carlos Candelario. Whatever it was, poison. I guess it was resolved within 2 weeks, but we don't know specifically what happened. And Tatsuro Tairo's 10-0 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. He is riding a 3-fight stoppage streak, and Carlos Candelario is 8-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, and he's coming off the first loss of his entire career. Tatsuro Taira, he's a big prospect. We just broke him down 2 weeks ago. Same read, but he's a big prospect. People have been talking about him for a little while now. He's the #1 ranked flyweight in Japan, and a lot of fighters out of that region are very young, and Tatsuro Taira is no different. He is only 22 years old, but he does have 10 fights and 9 finishes, and if you had to put him in a category, he's a well-rounded guy, but if you had to put him in a category, you'd probably call him a grappler. He's a pretty patient striker as well. He does have some power in his hands because a handful of his submission wins were set up from strikes. He drops people, pounces, super slick, and he gets it done. When he tries to shoot his own takedowns, they're honestly not great, but he sticks with them, he works with them, and he ends up dragging people to the ground. And he's taking on Carlos Candelario. He's a Northeast guy like myself, and he's coming up for a while now. I've been hearing that name around the Northeast for quite a bit. He's an incredibly fun guy to watch fighting, and if you watch him on that Contender Series, it was a loss. It was a really fun fight, and he was still able to work a UFC contract in a loss anyway. And style-wise, he's pretty good everywhere. He's a very well-rounded guy, super tough, very durable guy. He's got really good hands with Golden Glove boxing experience. He's got solid jiu-jitsu with some competition-level experience. And up until that split decision loss on the Contender Series, he was undefeated, but there's a 4-year gap in his competition timeline. So the man literally took 4 years off because of some injuries and just life caught up to him in general. And anytime we get an undefeated Asian prospect, the comment section is flooded with hollow record, this is blah, 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 just like negative Nancy, all that stuff. But if you dig into Tatsuro Taira's record, it is not hollow. It is not, 10-0 against 9 people with losing records. Almost every single person in that 10-0 has a winning record. The cumulative record of the people that Tatsuro Taira fought is much better than the cumulative record of the people that Carlos Candelario fought. Somebody was trying to make the point in the comment section the other day, but almost everybody that Taira fought was coming off a lot. Who cares? Look at the body of his opponent's work, and it's a natural progression. So it's not the hollow record that a lot of people like to throw at some of these young Asian fighters. But this is an interesting fight because I think Taira's the more...
Shut up.
I think Taira...
$5.
I'm going to finish my sentence. I think Taira...
Wow. Okay. Sorry, Bert.
I think Taira is the more technical fighter. I think he can outpoint Carlos Candelario, but Carlos Candelario is grittier. He makes fights ugly. And like he did on those Contender Series fights, he can push and turn it into a dogfight and squeak out a win. He has not been the same since that 4-year layoff that started in 2017, but this is a super close fight. These lines did not move much from when it was rebooked last time. Jacob, Carlos Candelario was your lock of the week last time. We'll find out if he is again this time. And Bert, thank you very much, Bert. Bert, $5. Keep me off the wall of shame. Oh, shit, Jacob. Legit, you cannot put him on the wall of shame now. He bought his way off.
That's not going to work that way.
Dude. As your boss, I am telling you, take him off the wall. He just bought it.
It's got to have at least a comma in there. I mean, if you want to be off the wall of shame, you got to put a comma in there or something.
Honestly, I think it's very clever on his part to try to buy his way off that wall, and I think you should entertain it. But before you do, entertain us with your pick. Is he your lock again?
Incredible transition. Incredible
That
transition.
was-
Yeah,
that really was.
you have to find. You have to wait till Wednesday. Wednesday, I do my lock of the week videos now. I'm not going to tell you on this video who my lock is. So tune in Wednesday. I'm still picking Carlos in this fight 100%. He is a candidate for lock of the week. I think I like him even more now because, as you see, he hasn't had his like official UFC fight, but he had his Contender Series fight in the Apex. So he's been there, done that before. He's a local guy. Where Tatsuro, he probably came over, thought that he was going to leave after the fight, go back home. Now he's stuck here for another 2 weeks. The nerves are building even more for a young guy away from home making his UFC debut. I think mentally it kind of messes with him a little bit. Carlos, I think, already had the edge mentally. He is the tougher, more, the word I keep going back to is tenacity. Carlos is tenacity in these fights. He's not the more technical guy. He doesn't have the better jiu-jitsu, but I think he gets the takedowns that he needs to win the rounds, can control positions, not get submitted, and in the striking, he is wild enough to put Tatsuro on his back foot and make him worry just a little bit. So I actually think when the fight was rebooked, the odds were like plus 165 for Carlos, and they kind of moved back to 200, which is where they were in the original. So I think people were watching the video, they saw he was lock of the week. Once it opened back up, they jumped on it. And then they started moving the other way. So the early action was on Carlos. I don't blame him. I'm picking Carlos, and we'll have to tune in Wednesday if he's lock of the week.
Yeah, what I will say is your analysis of Tatsuro Taira this last 2 weeks is actually pretty. I didn't even think of it that way, where he's also super inconvenienced and miserable and all that stuff. The reality is, I don't know what happened to Carlos Candelario. If I did, it would be, whatever it was, he couldn't fight that night. Maybe it was nothing. 2 weeks is a long time. Cowboy, for example, he's thrown up for 24 hours. He'll be fine in 2 weeks, right? I don't know what happened to Carlos. That made me feel more confident with Taira. But yeah, emotionally, he could be a mess. He is only 22 years old. This has been a wild situation. So who knows? But I do like Taira, but I think he should be a minus 130, right? Minus 250 is absolutely insane. DraftKings 9,000, 7,200. I don't think Taira's worth 9,000. Carlos is a tough dude. He's not the type of guy you put away.
Yeah, that's some interesting value. It's tough because Tatsuro is so slick on the ground. If this ends up in the ground, I know a lot of people earlier with Tatsuro first round sub. Obviously a possibility with this big a favorite, how good he is. So it's tough call. I think it's good value though at $7,200.
I think Carlos, honestly, I don't think he wins, but I do think he's solid value at $7,200. And listen, he trains at Underdog MMA, it's actually Underdog BJJ in Hartford, Connecticut. I know a lot of the people out there. I know Russell runs that place. They have some pretty solid jiu-jitsu program, pretty solid jiu-jitsu guys coming out of that gym. So I imagine at least his defense is on point. So I expect this to go the distance, which is why I also like the more on the Monkey Knife Fight strike line. Do you agree?
100% agree, Angelo.
There we go. WeWantPicks.com/MKF. Sign up, make a deposit. They will instantly match your deposit up to $100. All you gotta do is play more and more in strike lines like this, and you can triple your money. WeWantPicks.com/bets. We send you $50, $50 as a thank you. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit.